Under React folder, we'll open the CMD, and there in CMD, you have to run this command. In the CMD, we are going to run the first command. Now, first command ना इसलिए मैं इसको यहाँ पे रखा. We need to run the first command here. In CMD में. npm install. This command I'll share in the chat. Take the command and run here in node CMD. This one, enter. npm install -g create React app. Once it get installed, please let me know in the chat. Once it get executed, once it get completed, you can let me know in the chat. Enter. npm install install create -react. Node.js इसका कौन सा वर्जन है पता नहीं. Node.js का बड़ा वाला करके मतलब इंस्टॉल कर. सेव कर लेंगे ना नोड वाइंस पे. सिंपल पर्सन. এই জন্য বলছি বোকাচোদা তুমি এখানে বলো না করতে আগে বলো. You can ignore that audit. If any message is coming audit related, ignore that. Run the second command. You can run the second command. That may take 5-minute time. Second command is to set up the project. The first command has set up the environment. Second command is going to set up the project. Second command. npx create npx create react app. npx crea project. We are running Node.js now. Download first. Node.js.org. I will part the first option. It first option download Node.js. नहीं चलेगा. नीचे जाइए. Other device. Previous release. Previous release. is 14%.
Done, sir.
We'll wait for some time. It should be done for everyone.
Done, sir.
Sir, you were saying what does the second command does?
We'll set up the environment. First command will set up the environment. Second command will create a new project. First command will set up the environment, and second command will create a new project. My node version is low version, so it will not allow me to create a project. I will take some source code from other project. There I will delete everything, and from there I will continue. Hold on.
Which node version is required, sir, to run this React?
15 plus 14.20 plus.
Cool.
15 onwards we download or download the latest one. Less than 15 it will not support. 14.2 plus version is required. Download it. Window 8 is required. Okay, we download the suitable. 2 to 3 minutes. It's happening for me. For other people also installation is going on. Or completion for all. Anyone installation is going on or completed for installation going on? Anyone? They should reply once.
Sir, installation is going on.
Okay, so once it's done, you can let me know. Then mine is also copied.
Done, sir.
Hi, Ravi. While installation while executing second command, I am getting one error with this one. Get repository version file like that. Any idea, right?
Okay, this is in the first or second?
Second,
Second, the installation is going on or stopped?
installation, it shows that attendance is successful.
Okay, then no problem. Samira. In the last, what is it? So happy hacking.
Happy hacking.
Okay, then it's done. Some error, some warning will come. That is not problem.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Some warning message will keep coming in between. Node you have to install. Without Node, how it will work? Node.js is required, no? Node.js that also 14 plus version. Putty version, you don't need anything. Putty is not required in that. You don't use of the putty. send this compressed folder. Okay. So the compressor. WhatsApp. Okay, so hope for everyone installation is ready. Are still going on for anyone?
Done, sir.
Done. Okay, then come to your folder. Hold on, let me clear my folder. I have made some examples in this. My node is lower version, so it will not support me. I have to change the entire environment. So many projects are running, all will get destroyed. So these files are the basic that I have created earlier. And this is the default section. Just hold on a minute. These all are the default. I have modified something in this my files. Those are default back. In your file also it will come something like this only, but not now. My code is also now equal to your code. Okay, so next task is Okay, go to your project folder. We can go to the project folder. Like suppose this is your project folder. So here under the React folder, project 1 is the folder name. Under the React project folder, you open the CMD. Under the React 1 project folder. So what is your folder name? Project 1 mostly. Go inside, open CMD. And under the CMD, we will write here code space dot, press the enter. Visual Studio will get open. Code space dot, press enter. Visual Studio should get open. Hope you are following. Okay, next after that, this the source code, what you can see here, node modules. If you look into this folder structure wise, if you look into the folder structure wise, everything, we can find here, we have one node modules is there. You can also look into your folder structure. You can check your folder structure. You have a folder called node modules. This node modules is holding all the library that required to develop a project in Angular or React. Okay, so under the node modules folder, we have list of multiple files and folder. You can see these all are the libraries that is going to help you to develop the project. This is as of now what we have set up. It is development environment. So to develop a project, we required lot of library that is going to support you internally. So all the library will come under this folder. Which folder? Node modules. When it will come and where it will come? It will come once we run this command. npx create react app. Okay. So create react app once we run, right? That environment will go to the, you can say, React server, and whichever the library is required to set up the project and required for the core project, everything it will bring and complete. It will set up your project, and inside the project, everything will get arranged properly. Okay, one single command that is called npx create react app, and this is last is the folder name. Last word is the name of the folder. Okay, next after this, these node modules, whenever, like suppose you are going to use the React, you require to import, you need Bootstrap, maybe further we need some other package of the you can say JavaScript. So at that time we are not going to copy paste from somewhere. We have to run the command npm install Bootstrap will come, npm install particular library will come, npm install package name. So these all packages are stored in your node modules, and whichever we are going to use extra package, we have to install here. How we have run this command? First command npm install create react app. Similar way we will write npm install Bootstrap will come, npm install Axios library will come. Okay, so extra package, whichever we want to install, we will install in our project according to need, and all will come and take the place under this folder called as a node modules folder. But when you are going to upload the project in the server, at that time this node module will not go. This will be just for the development purpose only. That time we'll run a command. It will create a build, and the build program will give us only executable program, not the libraries. Okay, only executable program will come in that. Whichever the pages we have created, all will come. And finally, it will give a JavaScript file, compiled JavaScript file, minified JavaScript file, and that we can use and just upload in the server. Hardly one HTML file will be there, all will be JavaScript file. One or two or three JavaScript file it will create, and it will give us. Okay? Public folder where you are going to store maybe some photos, some for testing purpose you want to put some kind of JSON file, you are going to put some logos, something you can keep here. Under which folder? Public folder. Okay. Next, after that, the SRC folder is the main folder. SRC folder. Okay. In SRC folder only we are going to create our project. We are going to create the pages. It may be you keep in a folder or maybe you keep without folder, but all the files will be under this folder only. Which folder? SRC folder. Okay. Now we need to compile the page and we need to see how it is going to work. Okay. So directly this is, you can see you have here all JavaScript file, and under the public folder we have one HTML file, index.html file. Now we have to see the output of this project. Whichever you have set up, we want to see the output of the project. So React says like it is not like normal HTML file you can double click and run in the browser. So to see the output of your React project, we have to compile it. Okay, compilation process will go. So whichever the file, JavaScript file we have, all the file compiles, it will cross through the compilation. If all the file got compiled successfully, there is no any error. After that, it will say yes, all the files is compiled. Now you can go and see your output on this particular port number. Okay. So for that compilation, what we have to do, without compiling, you cannot see the output of the React development environment. This is the development environment. It's not production environment. Production environment will be after build. So now what we will do, come to the CMD, and under the CMD, okay, under the CMD will write npm start. This is for what purpose? लिख लीजिए कहीं notes बनाइए. How to compile the, you can make a note somewhere. How to compile the Node.js, how to compile the React project. How to compile the React project. So for that we have npm start. You can make a note somewhere here. You create a developer guide. First to compile this. You can make a note later. Okay. Let's check it first. npm start, you write here, enter. We will create a developer guide. In developer guide, we'll write a step by step. npm start. So what is that meaning of npm start? Npm start command is going to compile your entire React project, and whichever the code you have, if any bugs will be there, any error will be there, it will fail compiling. If everything is correct, then it will say compile successfully. We have checked your JavaScript file. Now go and run in the browser on this particular port number. So just hold on. Hope you have given the command npm start.
Yes, sir.
It may open browser directly.
Yes, sir, with React app.
3000 port number will come by default.
Yes, sir. Compiled successfully.
Right. Sorry for interrupt. Right. And then given that code space hyphen that one, I'm not able to see that the project under node module SRC. This it is Visual Studio. It is open that one. Visual Studio Code.
VS Code, you have VS Code.
Oh yeah, Visual Studio Code.
Visual Studio was supposed to. So this the maybe while typing you may have done some mistake. Code space dot we have to give, and then we need to press the enter key. In that command, if anything will be wrong, then directly it will not show your project. So what you can do is, in that case, you can go to the VS Code. Under the VS Code, here is the option. Here there is option called open folder.
Okay, open folder.
You can go to the open folder and then select your project folder, whichever you have created. Suppose I have project here, so I will select this and click on select folder. So that folder will load.
Okay.
Two way you can do, either
Yeah, now it's
through command also we can open, and command not work manually, we can go and load the project.
okay. Thank you.
For me, browser was not open.
You open
Still, I cannot.
compile successfully happen.
No, not yet.
Wait, it will compile.
I can see that the React scripts start after that.
Wait, your system is slow.
Done, sir.
So once it will say compiled successfully, then this is, if browser is open automatically, then no problem. In case browser is not open automatically, then we have to go to the browser and we have to write localhost colon 3000 manually in the browser. We have to write localhost colon 3000. So I will come to the browser and I will write here localhost colon 3000. I can see the page. I have modified. I have written welcome something. So for me, welcome is coming. For you people, something else are coming, right? Default page of React.
Yeah, React something. It is showing that one.
That landing page of the React welcome page will come.
Yeah, learn React. It's showing.
Welcome to React something.
In my page, sir, edits src /app.js and save to reload.
Ignore that all. That is a default page only. Okay, so done till there. You saw that. Now let's see. 1 minute. WhatsApp में login कीजिए. Okay, so we'll go here. Please wait a minute. I will stop sharing for 1 minute. Okay, upload हो रहा है. Uploading. So once it will upload, then we can download there. And after that, we can extract it. Okay, upload it. Okay, so hope your file came. That is, hope your page is loaded. That is called welcome file. Now we will come to this file and we'll understand where it is, how it is loading, if you want to modify, how to modify. And after doing some modification, we will go in the systematic way. We will create a developer guide. In that, we will write the rule of the JSX. Then whichever the rule will write will come and we'll check whether really this rule is true or not. Okay. And after that, we will go through one by one component, what it is and where to create, how to load. And then we'll understand the flow through the data flow diagram. We'll design a layout. In that, we'll understand how the flow will happen inside the React, internal and inside and outside. Okay, so come to your SRC folder. SRC folder. In SRC folder, you can see you have a file called app.js. It should be there with everyone. App.js. Under this app.js, so many things are written. You select all and delete everything. Okay, in app.js file, something is written, delete everything. After deleting everything, the JavaScript we have learned, we will write a function just like in a JavaScript function, and function name you give as a app as of now, because app function name is linking some other place also. So I'll guide you. If you want to change, how to change that. App function name as a app, and come inside the function. Inside the function, you write as a return. Return should be inside the function symbol. Then coming down, you will write here one h1. React is working. React is working. Just modify till there. Everything you delete and just modify this much. Right, hope we modify the code. After doing modification, below we need to write one line, export default this app. I will guide each and every line. I'll explain you what is happening, where to where connectivity is happening. You modify here how it will come in the browser. Just save it. Just save the file and look into the browser. Modify that. Modify that. Then look into the browser. You should save the file, look into the browser. CMD is running. This CMD you should not stop. This is live server. If the CMD will get a stop, everything will get break. It will not do anything. Okay. So CMD should be running. Inside the VS Code we have modified. Save your file, look into the browser.
React is working, it's displaying.
Content export default. React, it will say React is working. The default,
Yes, sir.
whichever was there, that will get replaced with the content of the current file, what we have written. Hope working for everyone.
Yes, sir.
So we understood the source. Where is the source? Source is available under the app.js file and it is coming in the browser. I'll guide you step by step which file to which file it will go and how it will come in the browser. Project one. Right? Okay, just a minute. Everything is loading properly, no? अब यहाँ पे हम मॉडिफाई करेंगे वहाँ पे चलेगा यहाँ से लिख देंगे ऑलरेडी it's the same code, right? Nice. Okay, now let's see how it is. So see here, how many tag we have written. See, it look like little different, no? In the JavaScript, if you remember, in the JavaScript we have never written the HTML code directly. We used to store in a variable, double quote, single quote, so many formula was there, right? Here it's look like directly. See, this function is not unknown function. Okay, if I cut this line, if I cut this much, it is exactly JavaScript, complete JavaScript, no? Function name is app, and export default something. Import, export we have seen in the previous class somewhere. Again, I'll guide you what is the meaning of that. Let me control Z it. So you can see it is saying here, your function is the JavaScript function. And when we have learned JavaScript, we have not written HTML directly, but React saying like, you don't worry, you write directly JavaScript code, HTML code here. Okay, so now it is not JavaScript, it is called JSX. What is that? It is called this one, called JS and then X, JSX. Inside JSX, we are going to combine HTML also and JavaScript also, even XHTML also and DHTML also. Everything we are going to combine. Okay, now let's understand one by one. Look at here. H1 we have given, it is working for everyone. There is no problem at all, right? Let's come down. Write a paragraph. H1 let it be. Write one more paragraph. Saying like, I am from P tag. Just write it. Everyone should write it. See, when one tag was there was no problem. Likhiye, please write it. When H1 was there was no any problem. It was working. As soon as we added the P tag, there is a problem happened. It is saying like it's an error. It says it is saying like there is an error, right? Error. If you save the file and go to the browser, it will be 100% error. It's saying like, see the message will say saying like the adjacent JSX element must be wrapped within the parent something. Okay, that meaning is what? When we have written H1, it was working. When we have added the paragraph tag, it become error. So here is the not problem with the H1. There is no problem with the paragraph. The problem with the rule of the JSX. JSX rule says like, you write HTML, you write JavaScript, mix everything together, you create your own tag also, there is no problem at all. But make sure, if in one file you have only one element, so when H1 was there, that was only one element. Now we have added more than one element. So what will happen is, it is saying like, it is against the rule of the XML. I will create one XML file to guide you. JSX means JavaScript and XML. So the rule of the XML is applied with JavaScript and merged with the HTML, then JSX has come out. We all know the JavaScript. You know JavaScript, whatever you know is sufficient. Just we have to remember 2-3 rules from the XML. XML have 2-3 rules. If you remember the rules, We will never do the mistake of the JSX code. Okay. So what is the problem? It says like whenever you follow more than one element, you cannot leave the element independently. It must be within a parent tag. It must be within a parent element. So let's open a division here and close the division. After the close the division after the p tag, and then it will say everything is perfect. There is no any error. Division open, division close. See, it will say there is no any error, and it will work properly also. Just save the file and look into the browser. Division open, division close. It's a case sensitive. Div capital, then capital only, small, then small only. Working? So we can look into the browser and we will come to know it is working now. So what was getting fail? It was getting the fail of the rule of the XML. Okay, rule of the XML is whenever you have more than one element, you cannot leave independently. All the element must be within a parent tag. Remember HTML, when we write the HTML code, we start HTML, we end HTML, that becomes a parent element. But without HTML also we can run the page. Without HTML open and close also we can run the page. Your document will be unstructured document. Document will not be a structured document. It will be unstructured document. Okay. Next. Let us see now. So you have to keep in mind, first when we have written the H1 tag, it was working. When we added the paragraph, it threw the error. Then to solve that, we kept under the division. We kept under the division. Now division becomes a parent element, but division is a predefined tag, right? It is not made by us. Okay. So Reactjs JSX is like, it is not necessary that the parent element can be predefined only. Parent element can be user defined also. As per the XML rule, in XML, all the tags are user defined. There is nothing predefined. So here JSX is coming, JavaScript and XML. Okay. So let's see. First, some crazy feature we will understand, and after that, it will be interesting to make a note. Okay, I will keep reminding you. Remember, when we have written H1, there was no error. It was following this rule. When we have written paragraph, it's break down this rule. When we have written the division, then it was following this rule. Correct? So like that, we have 5 rules. Okay, I will go here and I will change this to hello. Hello tag open and hello tag is a close. And save it. Still it will work. Hello is not predefined, it is user defined. We have made it. Save it, change that, save the file, and let's look into the browser.
Working.
Working?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, meaning says parent tag can be predefined also, parent tag can be user defined also. Not only that much. Remove hello and remove hello, let it be only empty. Still it will work.
But we are not using any tag then.
It's called empty
What
tag.
is the
Empty tag.
So it is also called a React fragment, na?
No, JSX, it is called React fragment in the sense JSX. This is also a parent element. It's called the empty tag. Empty tag. If you write the div and if you write this empty tag, compared to division, empty tag will be faster. Because when you give the division to compiler, compiler will look into the dictionary. For division, what are the properties are there? Compiler have to carry the division along with that their properties. But when you give the empty tag, compiler will feel like, oh, it's empty. Nothing. No need to look into the dictionary. Page execution will be fast. But this method you are going to apply in the critical situation. In which situation, that I'll guide you. But this is also method to create a parent element. Okay. Like sometime what will happen, we will face the problem, division inside division, some CSS conflict, problem will happen, right? Maybe section inside section, some CSS conflict, division, page got broken. Then what we'll do, we'll not put division inside division, we'll keep the division under the empty tag, that's all. There is no problem of the CSS conflict, right? So that way it will help you. Okay, so you saw, right? How many methods we saw? Without the division also was working, hello was working, empty tag is working. Let's add one more, the last row. A square bracket open and a square bracket close here. Okay. And after H1, you have to give the comma. Again, keep one more paragraph for better understanding. This is third P tag. Save the file. And again, look into the browser. Save the file.
Sir, it's printing comma as well.
No, comma will not come. You have to put this one. A square bracket, keep comma. Comma should be first and second. What is that? If you remember the JavaScript array, in JavaScript array, what we follow? We follow a square bracket. We follow a square bracket, no? Under the square bracket,
Yes,
after
sir.
writing one element, we give the comma. After writing second element, we give the comma. After last element, we never give the comma, right? This is also a JSX method only. But due to comma, this is complex. Because of comma, it is complex. If you will not give comma, it will throw the error. Each and every tag will consider here as an element. Okay, and in this case, dynamically generating the element is okay, but dynamically placing the comma is difficult. We will not understand where the comma should come, where will not come. So this method will make you complex. So what are the method people use in the market? JSX, not the first method, because in every page more than one tag will come. So first method will not be useful. Second method, where we have used the predefined tag. Third method, where we have used the user defined tag. And fourth method, where we have used the empty tag, right? Now we will be making the notes for that. What is that? It's called JSX, rule of the JSX. And then next step will move. Dependency is there, one by one we have to understand. So hope is running. Let's look into the browser. Working still? You can remove any
Yes,
comma.
sir.
You will see it will throw the error. Okay. If you remove the comma, it will throw the error. Okay. So
what is fragment?
huh?
Fragment. What is fragment over here?
Fragment. Fragment is called as a parent tag. Fragment is going to call as a parent tag. Parent tag is calling here as a fragment. JSX fragment. JSX fragment in the sense JSX parent element. JSX fragment is known as here as a JSX parent element. When you have not given the comma division, it was saying no JSX fragment mismatch something. So you given the division, after that it started working. So division was working as a what? Parent element. So you can say JSX fragment is nothing but the parent element. That can be your empty tag also, that can be your division also, that can be user defined tag also, and can be predefined tag also, anything. JSX fragment meaning the parent element. Okay, come now. You create a file, give the file name developer guide. And that developer guide should not be part of your project one. It should be out of the project one. It should not be inside the project one. It should be out of the project one. Because under the project one, whichever the file you are keeping, in that file, if any modification will happen, this compilation will be recompiled. See, we have modified under this file. Which file? App.js file, automatically compilation was happening. So if you are creating a documentation guide, every time we have to modify the documentation, we have to keep adding new line. And whenever you add the new line, compilation will happen. Why? Because your file is under the project folder. So your React will understand that is also part of the project. Modification happen, then reload the page. So better than that, your documentation files will be out of the project folder. Right here, do the right click and create a new file. Give the file name Reactjs Developer Guide.
Why is parenthesis there for return?
Function should return. I will guide you why return. In the function you are printing or somewhere else you are printing. We are not printing inside the function, no? Developer guide, React developer guide you can create. Here in this, are you doing the printing here? You are not printing here, no? What you did here? Export you have written. Some days before I have guided you what is the meaning of export. Okay, what is the meaning of export? I will come back to that point again. Meaning is there is a function. This function has some data. Now this function is not going to print in the browser directly. This function will be called by someone else. Whoever will call this function will give this much of content. Now whether that function print or store or whatever do, that is the next matter. Okay, the meaning of return is that whenever someone will call you, you have to go over there. That is called what? Return.
Like why is there that parenthesis?
Which one? This one?
Yes, sir.
Multiple lines, to add multiple lines. If you have single line, you can write here. If you have more than one line, you have to use this. In project, there will not be one. In function, there will not be only one line. No, there will be multiple line. So if multiple line will come, then if multiple line will come, then we have to use which one? Difference you want to see? Let me show you. Look at here. I will go at this place. I will write here H1. H1 I have written. And I will write here call hello. See, I will go to the browser and see in the browser what is going to happen. Hello is printing. Let me come to the new line and save it. So you saw the difference. See, I was in the first line. See, I am here. I saved my file. Okay. What was the question? Question is clear or not? Question is not clear. Someone has asked why we have used this one. Okay. So the answer for that is, if you will not use that, then look at here. H1 I open close. I wrote call hello. I save the file. I will go to the browser. Hello, let me reload also. Hello is working. Let me go here. Then I maybe by mistake we gone to the next line. One editor will print in the same line. If you open the same file in another editor, it will go to the new line. I save the file. I'll come to the browser. See, anything is printing. It's not printing. Still question is remain. Answer is not clear. See, I refresh 2 times, error has come. Okay, now let's look. I will go here. Let it be there only. I will open this one, and I close this one. Okay, no need to give semicolon. Give semicolon is also fine. Without semicolon is also fine. Now let's look at here. Printing. So what we should do? Shall we print without parenthesis or with parenthesis? Clear or not clear?
Clear.
Clear. Like what is that? Whenever we are writing the code is not single line code, or maybe if it is a single line code also, there is no any error. Look at here. There is no any error. I wrote here it was working. Okay, wrote here it was working. Now suppose this file, if you open in other editor, maybe other editor alignment is different or something, by while doing some modification, if the line get erased and this line will come here. Maybe you are following the JSX element, you are following the rule of the JSX. Let me go here and keep inside the division. I kept inside the division here. I kept inside the division. I saved the file. Look at there, I still save the error. So there is no any error. Let me break the line. So see here, I break the line here. Okay, I save the file. Now I will come to the browser. Maybe one line is there. You may say there is only one line, because of that is throwing the error. No problem. I added the how many lines? 2 lines. Now save it. Go to the browser. There is nothing is coming in the browser. Right. After that, let me come again here. The same content. Okay. I will start this division from the first line. Okay, I started the division from where? First line, from the return onwards. Then see, it will print the output. See, is still something wrong or nothing wrong? No, it should work. Yeah, see, it is working here. You can see it is working. So the problem is what? If you start in the same line, then only it will work. If you go to the new line, if you have a lot of codes, 30, 200, 300 lines of code you have, 2000 line of code you have, then what will happen? It will become the, maybe it go to the new line. So why can't we follow something in such a way where whether you write in the same line, then also it should work. Or you start your code in the new line, then also it should work. Or if you give 5-line break, also it should work. Right now, see, I have written here, it's gone to the new line on. Look at the browser. No problem at all. Let me reload also. Okay. So hope parenthesis is clear. Why we are given.
It's clear.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So what we will do is,
Sir, so what's the name of the new file that we have to create outside project one?
React developer guide. Text,
React develop text document, right?
text document.
Okay.
Outside you can create. Okay, so come to this file now. The developer guide we have created. We will go to the developer guide. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Which one? That is not available as of now. No. Okay, so we'll go here in developer guide and first understand this one. JSX. JSX. The full form of JSX is JavaScript and XML. Okay, JavaScript and XML is the full form of your JSX. Now JSX comes from where? JSX equal to, that meaning JSX is coming from where? We know HTML. We know JavaScript. JavaScript plus what else will come in that? XML rules will come. XML rules. While writing the HTML code, you have to follow the rule of the XML, nothing else. Then what is the rule of the XML? That we need to know. Then automatically already HTML we are aware of, JavaScript we are aware of. No need to anything put extra extension on HTML and JavaScript. Now we need to understand the rule of the JSX. And once we understand the rules of the JSX, accordingly we'll write our HTML code. Then JSX will be over. You will understand automatically. Okay, after that, this video process, no, it is very difficult actually. Okay. Please log in this one. Whichever the video is there, I'll give you quickly. This is the video, and already I have given you 19 videos. This is the video number 20. Video number 20. So hope you are in the system. This should be video number 21. And this is the video number 20. So hope all are in the Zoom app.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
100 close to 100 MB. So re-uploading will be difficult for me. See, 321 MB. It is the complete pack of how many hours? 3 hours. Up to 3 hours. Next, you can say re-uploading will be blocked. So it is going in the chat. You can see 3 video 19, 20, and 21. Okay, now come to this file. So it says like JSX come from where? HTML will be there, JavaScript will be there, and rule from XML will come. Once we combine all three, then it will give us the JSX. Okay. In this, something extra will come. Okay. When we are learning HTML, okay, when we are learning XML, there will be one word called XHTML. What is that XHTML? We have written hello today. Hello we have opened, hello we have closed. Similar way we can open hi and we can close hi. We can open mobile and we can close mobile. We can open Bangalore and we can close Bangalore. So that meaning is what? User defined tags. If we are able to create our own tag, that will be called a XHTML, extensible hypertext markup language. Means we are creating our own tag. Okay, so HTML will be there, and there XHTML will also come. Under XHTML, what will come? Hello we have written, that will also come. Empty tag we have written, that will also come. Okay, and DHTML will happen automatically because you are going to use for loop. Inside for loop, you are going to generate the paragraph. Under the map function, you are going to generate the paragraph. That will become automatically as a DHTML. I will write here called DHTML. Okay, you will be generating dynamic HTML. Okay, while generating dynamic HTML, we can set the property value, everything from our side. So I have not put much focus on XHTML and DHTML. It will make you confused. Okay, so keep in mind HTML tag, JavaScript code plus rule from XML. Once we combine together, then it will give us the JSX. HTML you have basic idea, JavaScript you have basic idea. Let's understand XML, how that look. Okay, how XML look. So I will write here sample code of XML. Sample code for XML file. Simple. Okay, simple I should write. Simple code for XML file, because in XML also there will be multi-level of parent and multi-level of child. So this will be the one level of one single level. Come down now. Okay. So suppose you have a XML file, you have XML data. In every XML data, we have to write one line. Using that line, your entire network system, your entire technology, whichever you have in the market, is going to understand, yes, the content type is XML. What is that? When we write HTML, in beginning of the HTML, what we write? Start from HTML, close to HTML, right? When you create HTML file, what you write? In beginning, you open HTML, close the HTML, meaning you are trying to convince to the browser saying like, dear browser, this content belongs to where? HTML. You convert the way of parsing into HTML mode. Browser will understand easily. Similar way, when we are going to create a XML file, or we are going to store some XML data, usually while creating the file, we write doc type declaration. That meaning document type declaration, saying like this document belong to where? XML. So that is like this. XML version equal to 1.0. This is called the first line of your XML file. So that why we write that line? As I told you, when you create HTML file, you write what in the beginning? HTML. Similar way, whenever you create XML file, this line is compulsory. This line is a kind of introduction block about the file. Wherever the file will go, file will say themselves, yes, I am XML, I am XML. That is called a doc type declaration. Come down. Now after that, if you remember HTML, in HTML, we open the body tag and we close the body tag. Under body tag, we create everything, division, paragraph, everything. Or if you forget that also, today you have seen H1 and paragraph we have written, we have kept under the division tag, right? Similar way, XML says like, whenever you are going to create a XML file, there is nothing predefined tags. Everything is user defined. Then question is again, question should be why we create the XML file. So you can say simple definition as per the example what we are going to write. You can write here XML. Many definitions are different ways. People say XML format the data, it's something the data, something. So I will write here XML used to store a small amount of data. A small amount of AMOUNT, a small amount of data. Okay, now how it is going to hold a small amount of data? It will be held in the file system format. It will be just a file. Under the file, we have to store the data in the form of XML. Okay. Now suppose our definition saying like XML is going to help us to store a small amount of data. Like suppose we don't have any database, we have some 100 customer records where to store, and you want that data should be able to access by any programming language. Then if you store in Excel also you can do. If you are storing in the XML also you can do. Both is possible. So let's come here. The first rule of XML says like, in XML, there must be a parent tag just like the HTML. So suppose I have list of customer, I will create a tag here called user list. Open and I will close the user list. User list open and user list is closed. Look at here. So user list become as a parent tag. It can be hello also open and hello close. It can be hi open, hi close. It can be ABC open, ABC close. Anything you must have to open and close as a parent tag. But in this, where the problem will come, suppose I have started the user list with a small. If I close the user list U with the capital, then XML will break down. XML says like the completely full freedom you have. You create your own tag, you store your own data, maintain in your own way, but make sure if you are creating the tag, if you open capital, close capital. If you open a small, close small. It's called a case sensitive. Case sensitive. Okay. So we will remember that. That is also going to help us in the JSX. JSX is also based on same. Hello open capital, hello close small, it will give the error. Why? Because it is coming from where? XML. XML says like whichever the tag you are creating, create your own tag, but make sure it is a case sensitive. Now, come inside this user list tag. Open a tag called user. Open a tag called user and close the tag called user. User tag is open and user tag is closed. User tag is open and user tag is closed. Now after that, user will have some information. Maybe you have the name of the user, stored under the name variable, Ganesh, close the name variable. Maybe user have the mobile number, create a tag called mobile, store inside that mobile number. User may have called age, create a age variable and store 20 years. Close the A tag. You saw here. You created a tag called user according to your wish. If you have product, you can create a tag called product only. You can open the M tag and close the M tag, no problem. Open the XYZ, close the XYZ, no problem. Name you have a store, open the full name, close the full name, store inside Ganesh, no problem. So it is complete user defined tags, everything. We have created a hello and close the hello. That hello come from where? Hello come from the same rule. That come from where? XML. XML says like, it's full freedom for you. You can create any tag, your wish, no problem at all. Okay. But make sure name is open a small, it should close a small only. Age is open a small, it should close as a small only. See, I have made a mistake here. I should write as age. I have written only A. Correct? Mobile open close, name is open close, right? It's all. So hope you're writing. Please write it. It is the simple sample code for which one? XML. Now, how many customer you have? Only one or multiple? If you have one customer, also you have to store in the same format. If you have multiple customer, then also you have to store in the same format. Ganesh, Ramesh, some other number and something this age. Check now. So it says like XML can hold, not can hold, XML hold all as a user defined tag. Every XML file must have a parent tag, right? XML tags are case sensitive. 3 words only we need to remember. After that, we will understand the JSX easily. Written. User list open close. As per the XML, the first rule. Every tag, every XML document must have a parent tag. So which one is here? User list open close. In today component we have seen when we have written the H1, only H1 was working. When we have added more than one element, it's through the error. There also XML rule applies, saying like in every JSX, in every component of the React, whichever the JSX you are writing, inside there must be one parent tag. Only one parent tag. There cannot be multiple parent tag. Only one parent tag. So we have opened the division, closed the division, error was fixed. First rule. Second says like, XML says like, inside the file, whichever the tag you are writing, it can be user defined also. So you saw instead of division, we have followed the hello and closed the hello, it was working. The third rule of the XML says like, if the tag is made by you, make sure it is case sensitive. If you open the division capital, close the division small, it will throw the error, right? So in this file, what we understood a parent element is compulsory, and inside the parent element, there can be n number of child element, no problem at all. This child element can be user defined also and can be predefined also, right? Based on this, we will be writing the 5 rule of the JSX. If we have only one element, it's come under the which rule. If we have more than one element, that come under the which rule. And then for the rule number 2, we have 3 sub rule. In that, rule number first, rule number 5 is not in used. Rule number second, third, and fourth are in used. Okay, that we will be discussing tomorrow. So let it be clear. Project setup is done. After that, we wrote call. Which one? How the XML file look like? Right. Tomorrow we'll start from the rule of the XML, and then we'll see type of the component, how many type of component, and we'll start creating the file and loading. Tomorrow, after writing the JSX, I will design a photo to understand the internal structure of React, how that works. Suppose you have 100 pages, then how pages will communicate? You have to bring the data from API, how that will work. You will have a component interaction. One component will deal with the other component, how that works. So I'll design a very good photo. It take 10 minutes time. That will be DFD, data flow diagram of React. And then based on that, we'll start working. Okay. So with patience, you keep attending. Within 2-3 days, you will understand properly and you will start writing your own page and you will start running your own component individually. But it will take 2-3 days of time. One by one, we'll come to know. Okay. So hope you downloaded the video. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Already we have.